Sometimes I still wonder, am I actually a runner? Even after all these runs, 265 days later, I still question myself, am I actually a runner? I sit here in this Centipedes Running Club t-shirt or long sleeve shirt as a reminder that I grew up in the running community. My parents had a running club. I was around it every single day. They did marathons. They held their own races. Tuesdays and Thursdays they had running club practice with their friends and their teammates. And I hated it. I was never a runner growing up. And so I still question myself if I'm actually a runner. I don't run the fastest times. Some days I don't even want to run. I see people running further and faster and more consistently, and it definitely makes me question myself. It makes me question whether I fit into this whole running community. Because we think a runner is fast, we think people who run long are runners. The people who have great form and great stride and their cadence is good, those are runners. And I don't feel like that's me. I feel like I'm sluggish at times, and I'm heavy on my feet, and I huff and I puff and my heart rate gets high. For some reason I can't hit those zone 2 runs because my heart rate peaks. You know, someone who never skips a run and runs consistently, that's a runner. I have mental battles where I don't feel like running every day. But we're on day 265 and I either run or walk, but I still definitely question myself. Because most of my runs don't look like what I just talked about. They, again, look sluggish at times. I don't run the fastest. They're slow. They're uncomfortable. They're inconsistent sometimes. And yet 265 days later, I still keep showing up. So maybe a runner isn't necessarily about how fast you go, how far you go. Maybe it's about what you do when it gets hard, when you don't want to get out the door, when you don't want to get out of bed, when you don't feel like it and the run isn't perfect. You know, growing up in the running community with my parents, I felt like I had to earn the title of being a runner. Now I think it's simpler than that. If I lace up my shoes, if I get out the door, if I drive somewhere to run, and I take that first stride, then I'm a runner. So yeah, I sit by this pond where about 20 years ago probably, I used to sit at nighttime and hear frogs croaking and the birds and the ducks chirping and think mentally down here. I think now maybe I am a runner, but I'm still figuring out what that means. So if you ever feel like this, if you don't feel like you're something, you know, whatever it is in life, if you question yourself, if you are a runner or you go out for runs and you don't necessarily think you're a runner, do you ever think this? Do you ever question yourself and wonder if you're not what you're putting your mind to? I'd love to know in the comment section below, because at times I still do question myself. So that does it for this short and sweet video. A little different. We're outdoors. We're having fun. I didn't want to sit inside and talk like this. So again, let me know in the comment section if you ever question yourself.